Hey Ross. So I hear.
Haley,
Hey,
Haley
so
Quinn, how are you, darling?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
First, I want to squash all the speculation that there's something going on between you and I. There's absolutely nothing going on. Is that correct?
Absolutely, hand on my heart, God's honest truth. Nothing going on except I hear you're coming actually to London to visit.
I am coming to London not just to visit, but to teach, and you are going to be guest speaking.
Wow.
Hopefully on Saturday afternoon. I cannot wait to see you in action. I was really impressed with, you did a YouTube video that featured you speaking at the Saturday Sarge, and it just blew me away. So, I got in contact with you because I'd seen you the year before when I was in London. You didn't speak or teach at my event, remember?
Yep.
But we had dinner, and the growth you've gone through in that year has been unbelievable. So I congratulate you on that. But I will be coming to London to do my seminar June 28th, 29th, and 30th. We're going to be doing it at the Novotel Hotel West in Hammersmith. Hammersmith, my favorite neighborhood. And I'm looking forward to bringing some unique things to teaching that I think no one else does.
So what kind of stuff are you going to be, what kind of thing can I expect from you? Because I know when I met you a year ago, I wasn't sure what to expect, but you did genuinely blow me away with your presence. I was immediately aware I was around someone who was very, very switched on, very intelligent, and who really fucking knew what they were talking about when it came to this area. So I want to learn.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I know we had dinner and you were going through a bit of a rough patch, and I've been quite exhausted. But I remember something you said. You said, "Wow, I feel really validated. I feel like you've heard me." Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I felt like I think I probably could have come with more hesitation, but that was all cleared away. I felt very, very secure, very happy. But I also felt quite, I was genuinely amazed by the knowledge and what you were giving to me and how you made me feel at ease, because you are someone that's so respected in the world of seduction. It was a big deal for me to meet you, and I was going through a challenging time in my life, but automatically, despite the extenuating circumstances, I felt very comfortable with you.
I think it's really important. See, one of the differences between me and the other gurus and pickup artists out there, you notwithstanding, I'm not talking about you, I think you're quite unique, is I actually teach it's important to validate people. Unlike what other people say, invalidate a woman and then she'll be interested in you. I think you have to validate everyone just a little bit and create that comfort. So one of the things I'm going to be not just teaching, and here's the advantage of coming to a live seminar. You'll see me demonstrate it with women live on stage. It's one thing to read about it or see it on film. It's another thing to watch it up close and see the nuances. But just as I did with you, I sensed your discomfort and I sensed that you were nervous. So I did some things very sneaky and also overtly that you could see to create that comfort so you could relax and feel that genuine connection. So one of the things that I believe is in that first 10 to 20 minutes, there's basically four things you want to create with a woman. You want to create comfort. You want to create curiosity, mutual curiosity, fun and playfulness, and then you want to create a little bit of that sexual tension, the sense that, maybe if things turn just a little bit, we could be going upstairs together. You understand? So I believe that in order to create those four things, a guy has to learn how to generate that within himself. So one of the things I'm going to be teaching at this seminar, at this live event, is how do you, as a man, learn how to come from those four different vibes? How do you learn to be playful? How do you learn to feel comfortable in yourself? How do you learn to get really curious about a woman? And then how do you create that tension? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, actually, what I find really interesting about what you're saying is I'm a massive believer that things are self-emanating. Like how you want the other person to feel starts powerfully with you. And so I think it's crazy when I hear guys saying, "Oh, but I'm concerned about what she thinks," or they try and start planning their lives or how they should behave around other people before actually really accessing what it can do within themselves and creating that deeper level change work. So whilst most people, when I speak, they might expect me to give like a female opinion or something, that's never what I do. I usually talk about, or I'd like to think that I try and talk about what's going on a deeper level with individuals, because that's the access point of change. And when you have that so connected within yourself, women and just, anyone around you starts feeling deeply attracted to you because they understand who they're in the presence of.
It's one thing to teach that as a memorized routine. It's another thing to teach a guy how to call upon that organically so it's there for him. So one of the things I will be doing with the students is leading them through various exercises and drills so they can actually learn how to come from those various different vibes. Let me give you a metaphor. I use this with an engineer I met because I deal with a lot of left-brain people. Do you ever coach engineers?
Absolutely. Engineers, IT people, lawyers. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So I said, think of 4 vectors. A vector is a direction of force. Imagine when you meet a woman, you've got this ball. It's maybe the size of a soccer ball. And that ball is transparent and empty. And inside of it, you could put curiosity, you could put comfort, you could put fun, or you could put sexual tension. And you bounce that ball over to the woman. Maybe she puts a little curiosity into it. She bounces it back to you. Maybe you put a little comfort into it. You bounce it back. Maybe she puts in a little tension. She bounces it back. And the thing is, you never know what she's going to respond with. So learning how to deal with these various different responses is really, really important. Because after a while, what happens is that ball expands to be so big between you. Now it's no longer something you're bouncing back and forth. Now it's something that's so big between us, Hayley, that we both can put our hands on it, that both our hands are on it at the same time. And when that happens, suddenly it expands to be a bubble that includes the 2 of us. And then we're in our own little world. So teaching guys how to come from that vibe and then letting them watch me do it live on stage so they see how it works, that's something quite unique. The second thing, we have some garbage starts here. This is a very impromptu interview, so if you hear noise in the background, this is totally normal.
Totally winging it. Love it.
The second thing is, I'm the only one in this community who can do the kind of change work where we can get rid of phobias and fears. So anyone who volunteers to come up on stage, I will do that with them. I've had 23 years work with thousands of guys. No matter what kind of problem you have, here's a chance to get that change work. I only come to Europe once a year. You know, I'm getting a little bit older. Who knows how long? I'm so old, I can keep making the trip. So that's the second unique thing. And then the third thing is I'm going to be teaching my special learning technology. I'm sure you've seen this as a coach. A guy will go out, try something, it doesn't work 100% right, and then he slides back down the learning curve. Have you seen this?
Oh, absolutely. And I think, you know, having a positive experience when you're starting to engage with this stuff is so, so important, because otherwise people just fall out of the loop and their initial curiosity to learn how they can really transform their lives ends and they revert back to the condition that they've been in forever. And that's so frustrating because you want to see that person make the substantial change that will last forever.
Right. So the real question is, how do you teach guys to create an informed enthusiasm and an intelligent motivation? How do you teach them how to handle the frustration and the confusion that's going to come up without that being what they're looking through? You understand what I'm saying? And that's a very unique learning technology that I'll be teaching at the seminar. And finally, you're going to get to see my famous classic language patterns that get women all hot and bothered and all turned on. We're going to be teaching some of my very top patterns that really, really work. I think you know how language can powerfully affect a woman's emotions. So we're going to be doing that as well. And finally, we have the honor of having you as a guest speaker, and I cannot wait. So all of Hayley's fans should understand they're going to have an opportunity to see her speak. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll get on stage together and do some interesting things. We won't say what those might be.
Okay, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm incredibly honoured and very excited to come down. What's also amazing is just during the course of this very impromptu Skype chat, I've realised areas where I think we're going to actually tessellate more than I thought in terms of what we're teaching, because I love how what you're talking about is how to relate and respond to somebody within the moment when you were discussing how she bounces that ball back, rather than trying to run. Yeah, exactly. Rather than trying to run off some prefabricated thing, which, you know, is just to try and stop yourself from becoming vulnerable. It seems like you're giving people the real skills they actually need to deal with the wonderful world of human interactions, which is so unique and so varied. So I'm looking forward to meeting your guys as well and the people that come down and offering my perspective. And I think it's awesome that we've got a female voice in the room too.
Yes. So there's a link down there for people to click on to find out more about the seminar and sign up. And I promise that when you and I hang out privately, we'll spend some time. I'm not going to use my very best seduction techniques on you.
Good. I won't be taking my notepad then, but it'll be amazing. Now, I'm actually very, very excited to have you back. And yeah, any guys that are watching this, I would love to see you there and meet you. I'll be doing, hopefully, a really amazing talk. And I'm personally super excited to be sitting in on this seminar. So take the opportunity. Ross is only here for this one time in London. Check out the link at the bottom. And I will really look forward to meeting you again personally as well, Ross.
Okay, we're going to have a charm contest, but I think you may win.
Awesome.
I don't mind losing that one to you. Okay, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you in London. Click on that link, and I will see you soon in person, young lady. Perfect. You are already rising to be a star, but you are certainly going to be one. I predict it.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.